The perfect employee. Ben Carter never thought he'd be this lucky. Gainful employment, a real desk, a steady paycheck. After years of rejections, it finally happened. Some HR mistake, some oversight, and here he was, sitting in a gray cubicle under buzzing fluorescent lights, inputting data into spreadsheets. It was dull, but it was heaven. No background check, that was the miracle. No one here knew about his past, about the 5 years he spent in a cell for armed robbery, about the fact that even gas stations wouldn't hire him, and now, he was just another office drone, blending in. It had been 6 months of showing up early, working late, doing everything right. His boss, Mr. Holloway, was particularly pleased. "You're reliable, Ben," he said with a smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. "We need men like you." Ben swelled with pride. He mattered. Then, the envelope arrived. It was waiting for him on his desk one morning. No postage, just his name in black ink. He opened it, expecting a memo, maybe a promotion. Instead, he found a single sheet of paper with an address. Nothing else. Confused, he looked around the office. No one was watching him. His heart pounded. Was this a mistake? A joke? At lunch, he cautiously approached Holloway. "I found this on my desk," he said, sliding the note across. Holloway barely glanced at it. "I know." Ben's stomach clenched. "What does it mean?" "You're going to take a drive tonight," Holloway said, voice flat. "Go to that address, pick up a package, bring it back here." Ben's mouth went dry. "What kind of package?" Holloway leaned in, lowering his voice. "The kind that doesn't need questions." Cold dread wrapped around Ben's spine. He looked at the paper again. The address was in a rundown part of town, a place where people went to disappear. "Why me?" he asked. Holloway smiled. "Because you're our best employee." Something in his tone sent ice through Ben's veins. That night, Ben sat in his car outside the address. It was an abandoned warehouse. No lights, no sound. His breath fogged the windshield as he fought the urge to drive away. He couldn't. This job was everything. If he ran, he'd never get another chance like this. With shaking hands, he stepped out of the car. The warehouse door creaked as he pushed it open. Inside, a single light bulb flickered. A man stood in the shadows, holding a heavy black duffel bag. "You're late," the man said, voice like gravel. He shoved the bag into Ben's arms. "Don't open it, just go." Ben's arms nearly buckled under the weight. It was too heavy for just money. He swallowed hard. "What's in here?" The man smirked. "A promotion." Ben didn't ask more. He turned, walked out, and threw the bag into his trunk. Driving back, his mind raced. Drugs? Guns? Something worse? He pulled into the office parking lot, hands trembling. Holloway was waiting by the entrance, arms crossed. "You did good," he said. "Welcome to the real business." Ben set the bag down. "I need to know what I'm doing." "You need to do what you're told." Something cracked inside Ben. This wasn't luck. This wasn't a mistake. They knew about his past. That's why they hired him. A felon, desperate for work, disposable. A scapegoat. His heartbeat thundered in his ears. His eyes darted to the security cameras. They had proof of him carrying something illegal into the building. If anything went wrong, it wouldn't be their names on the police report. It would be his. Ben had two choices. Keep his job, play along, let them own him, or walk away, knowing they might not let him. "Go home, Ben," Holloway said, smiling. "See you bright and early." Ben nodded, walking back to his car. He gripped the steering wheel, breathing hard. Then, he made his decision. He wasn't going home. He was going to make sure Holloway never saw him again. And if Holloway came after him, Ben wasn't going back to prison, not this time. He'd make sure of that.